Okay, update time. This week was a bit mad. A few crazy occurrences. But let's bring that down. Bring this down. Bring this down. Big tune though. But yeah, man. So update. This week had some weird stuff happening. Madness. We've got cults. We've got Italians. We've got flipping people getting dashed. All sorts of stuff. So let's just get into it straight in. So first thing, last video, I think it was the last video, I mentioned some weird thing with this Italian guy with the camera where by the bank near Tower London, whatever. I was just there chilling, walking around, and this guy comes up to me, asks me to take a picture, or take a picture of him with his phone. But I'd already seen him before with his friend, his younger friend as well. Like I was just thinking, and his friend was over there in the distance, like kind of watching, and I was thinking, what is this? I've been over that. It was just random. It was just too weird, too random. It was just mad. But it's one of those things where it's like, what was that? That was strange. Now imagine I've seen this guy on YouTube in one of them. Oh, we go to Mayfair and talk to millionaires and ask them how. Brother, I think it was the Venture Room. He's on a Venture Room video. Right at the end, so I'm watching this Venture Room video, chilling, man. Oh, cool. This guy pops up at the end in the same garms, in the flipping jacket, the long jacket. I said he was wearing some mad jacket, and his boy was in the same green thing, which I'm pretty sure I said. And you know what first thing his boy does? Gets the phone out and starts recording the man who are recording him. I was like, so he does know how to use the phone. What do you mean? Like, it's even now I'm just like, turns out this guy is a food businessman. He did some food business. I think ice creams or gelatos probably. But his business, he started at 30 with €2 million. By the time he sold it, it was banging off 60 mil. I'm like, yo. So this isn't this some mad Italian guy. This is some eccentric. Because you know when you're rich and you're mad, you're eccentric. You're not mad. So this is an eccentric Italian man. And this guy is just like, I'm like, this is the guy. It's the guy, exactly as I described him. So I don't know if I'll link the video or something, but skip to the end. I think I'll link it. Skip to the end and you'll see what I was talking about, exactly as I said. But you know the weird part? That video's from 2 months ago. I met this guy a week. Was it a week ago? About a week ago. Like a week ago. Maybe 2. Whatever, I don't even know. But so me, it's only 2 weeks. Within the last 2 weeks. This video was from 2 months ago. All in a different part of London. And he's wearing the same things and he's with the same boy. And the boy's his guy's in the same thing. His assistant, let's say assistant. His assistant's in the same thing. And obviously his assistant backs up the phone. So it's just weird. It just makes the thing even weirder now. Because I'm like, what do you mean? Anyway, it happened to me, so it's mad. Maybe that just seems like this guy's gassed, overdoing it. Maybe I'm doing too much. I don't know. But to me, it was just too weird. How am I gonna see you on the road? You ask me to take a picture when your friend can clearly take pictures, and then I see you in the same drip from a video from before I was even in the bits, and you're actually some mad millionaire businessman. I'm like, rah. You never know who you're gonna buck up on. It's mad. And never judge a book by its cover. You know what I mean? You think he's just a madman, and he's eccentric. Can't have money. That's the difference. So yeah, that was crazy. When I watched and it popped up in the video, I was just like, no way. But like I said, that's how my life is. Like GTA, forgotten the name, Random Encounters. I'm gonna find the proper. I think it's called that, but it might not be. That's my life, man. Oh, this whole life is just things happening, random weird things. Like, from the early, this ain't like it started. It's just from young, man. You know when you get on a bus and there's some weirdo getting on the bus. Every time I just knew, I'd be like, they're gonna sit next to me. And I don't mean a full bus. I mean them when they were empty. Bus has got 3.5 people on it, and them sit next to me. And every time, then they start chatting to you. I'm like, oh my days. Anyway, but that's life. and you know, it's like what is it? A moth to a flame, a light. You see moths, you see flies, you see butterflies, you see all sorts of things. They all come to that light, innit? That's how it go. So yeah, anyway, it's calm. It's worked in some good ways as well. So that's just life. But then, okay, so that was that. Then there's the. Remember I said I met also again another random encounter on my lunch break. One guy buck up on me and was chatting about the business. It wasn't really clear, but he was kind of chatting about, oh, I've got this business thing and da. Oh, what do you do? Like he was asking for what food directions, and then it turned into business and whatever. So I was like, okay, yeah, you know, yeah, maybe let's meet. He's like, oh, we should maybe link up and chat. I was like, okay, cool. You know, I'm keep an open mind. You never know what you're gonna stumble into. Again, because I've experienced my whole life random encounters turning into sometimes great stuff. So yeah, had a phone call with him before, and my phone is mash. Like this phone, this is bro, this phone, you can't buy this phone in whatever country you're probably watching this, unless you're in India or Africa, I think. This phone, I'm not, this phone's dead. And it's not even that it's because it's from India or buy it in Africa. It's a cheap one that I bought in Africa. So it's mad. Battery's cool, but nothing else. Anyway, the phone I'm recording this on is also mash, half the screen dead off. Motorola Razr thing. The folding ones, you know what I mean? Phone's cool, but it's not long for this world, as they say. So yeah, that one. Called him, phone was mash up. He said, you know what? Let's meet. When are you free? He's like, he said, oh, let's do next week. I was like, big man, whole week I'm working. Every afternoon I'm closing every day this week, which is now this week. So I was like, but I can do Sunday or the next Sunday. So he says, okay, how about a Zoom? Cool, Zoom. Boom. So agreed to a Zoom. Sunday comes now. This is why I wanted to do this update on Sunday as well, because it was fresh. And also I didn't look. I'm always wearing this, you know. I've realized I've worn this in nearly every video the past with the consistent videos. So I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna look like I ain't got anything. You know what I mean? I looked like I look normally. So I was like, let me. No, never mind. Battery dead. This dead. The phone also didn't work. But oh man, let me get. So yeah, how did that? So Zoom call happened. So set up the Zoom. Had the call started. Remember I said first time it was a bit like just a bit. There was a bit something about him. You know what I mean? I don't judge people, so you know, first time you meet them, you don't know them well enough, so you gotta give them a fair shake. But then, so the Zoom starts, and again, boom. He's got. So the vibe was just this sort of floaty, you know, smiley, just a permanent smile, and I don't know how to explain it, but maybe you understand as I got into it. So yeah, it's first started again off from. How did he start? I'm dragging this out. Let me try to get into it. I'm gonna just jump all over. It probably won't even be the order it happened, but as long as you get the gist. So he started with like, yeah, the purpose of this isn't for me to even talk about the business. This is about this. It's about the relationship, yeah. And I'm like, all right, cool, yeah. You know, we got to see if things align and like our value. He kept going on about values even before he mentioned values in the other phone call. I was like, all right, cool, I get that, but like, hang on, like, what is this? What is the business? What do you do? What do they do? What's going on? And he was always just never really answering that question. But yeah, so this is about this, and he's like, because you know, business is about relationship. Bear in mind, this guy's like 22, 23. Nothing against that, but I'm just like, yeah, I know that business is about relationships, and you know, what relationships, you know, you have to build them, and do they? And then he starts asking me a question. So relationships, do they take long or do they take short? I'm like, now are you interviewing me? Because you said we should have this call. Now you're asking me questions as if I've asked you to teach me something. Nah, we're supposed to be talking, you know, like not equals, but you know what I mean. Let's respect each other. But I just answered him. I was like, yeah, actually, because I was like, depends on the situation you're in. Like rapport, can either be built like this, or it can take a long time. Depends how good you are, depends on experience you. If you're in some mad, hardcore situation where crazy things are happening and it's life and death, rapport tends to get built very quickly if that person's like saved your life or got your back. So I wanted to get into that. I was like, you know what? A long time, just I don't want to. Let me not sidetrack this. I just said, oh, a long time. Back in my mind, I was like, brother, ask me another question like that. See, ask me. Anyway, so yeah, he's asked me that, and then he goes, yeah, yeah, yeah. And you know, when I answered, he's like, yeah, yeah. I'm like, bro, what's wrong with there's something up here? There's something with this guy. You know what I mean? So then he's asking, that's cool. So then he says, but first, tell me about you. And I'm like, what do you mean tell me? I was like, well, I've told you like 3 times now. My commodities is, M&A. I'd actually only said commodities. I didn't say the rest. I was like, who are you? I don't know you. Can't be giving you. You know what I mean? So I told him the commodities thing. So I was like, well, I've already told you commodities is my thing. So I don't know. I've not really got much else to say. He goes, no, I want to know about you and how you came to think the way you do now. I'm like, oh. This guy wants like backstory. He wants context. He wants what's the word? What does he use? What's the arc story? You know, I've forgotten the word, but this guy wants the origin story. I'm like, nah. I can't be just freeing up details for anyone. Just nah. That's not how it works. I gave him an abridged. You hear me? I gave him a abridged version because I was like, all right, let me give you this washed version, this PR version, because who are you to be getting details chatting about? So I was just like, look, growing up in businesses, parents, family, everyone's done business. So this business, that business, did catering, blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. That's how the kitchen thing came in. I've done this. I've tried businesses since I was a youth. That's now why I'm here and why I'm always, I've seen you can do multiple businesses and I'm open to multiple streams, Cool. So he goes, okay, again, yeah, cool, good, great, okay. I'm like, yo, this guy's not really sign up here. Then he goes, okay. I think did he ask me? No. Then he said, okay, let me maybe tell you a bit about me and myself. Then he said, similar experience to you. Parents are this and his mum's are this, and so he's grown up with people running businesses. But he said their businesses ran them, so they were money rich and time poor. All these sort of jargon, not what they called phrases and little doo-doo-doo. I was like, okay, cool. I was like, okay, cool, fair play, fair enough. Like, so he's like, I went to uni, and then in uni he did it over a year abroad in a different country. I want to say I don't want to bait man up because it's like nothing against him in it, but it is what it is. His thing is mad. So did a year abroad somewhere, and he said he was in a shopping center, and this is his words. I don't, he's in a supermarket, and someone backed up on him and said, and like started chatting to him and talking to him about business and this person. So you can imagine this person starts talking to him about their mentors. So now I'm like, okay, hold on. Now this is sounding a bit fishy because you've been chatting to me about mentors, and you're saying someone came to chat to you about mentors. I was like, okay, let me see where this is going. He says, yeah. So they started talking to me about how they had this mentorship thing, and they had mentors who'd guide them in business, and the results they got. They were 20 something, and they were financially free, and and he's like, but what drew me in was the lifestyle and the values. Again, values, but values, the values and how they really emphasized personal development and I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, because to be honest, when I was in uni, I was just crazy. I was a typical student. I was partying. I was chasing women. I was doing. I was like, oh, I know where this is going now. I know where this guy's gonna go with this. I know this is now going to that direction of they changed my life and they brought. I was like, oh, the penny dropped. I was like, that's why. From there, I knew. From there, I knew already. There's no business. The business you're talking about is Latter-day Saints business. It's Mormon business. It's Scientology business. You know what I mean? I'm like, I know where this is going. And then it went there. He says, yeah. So I met these guys, and then there was Oh wait, before see, I'm jumping. This is how I work. This is how my mind. This is how I have convos. I missed the part where he explained the little process a bit. He was like, so this process, how the process works is a 6-week probation, I think. The 6-week probation period where we see if you're a match, if you're fit to join the mentorship program. And I'm like, 6 weeks. But I was here, the whole time I'm thinking through this. Every time you mention mentor, I'm just like, bro, like, I don't allow it, man. I'm not interested in a mentor. You said business. That's why I'm even talking to you. Now you keep every time it's mentor, and you never want to tell me about the business. But he said, oh, basically what we do is supply chain optimization through online, like consulting, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, okay, those words make sense, I guess, but still don't really get what this expansion and thing is. Like, what exactly do you like? Is it like you trying to know, you think I'm gonna work for you, man, or what? Like, it's just not sounding like anything I'm now gonna be interested in. I'm like, you said business, man. This sounds like some employee thing. Like, and it just sounds like a mad one as well. Like, okay, 6 weeks of probation where we see if you're a fit, and then what was after that? Yeah, he did the 6 weeks. He passed, and then he's been on a 2 years training with them, personal development. So I was like, oh, because he mentioned the results before first, obviously. So now I was like, oh wait, I was like, yo, so what results have you gained from this? And he was like, well, in the 2 years, it's been majorly, the focus has been on personal development. So I'm like thinking, wait, you've been in this for 2 years and all you've gained is personal development, which is stop partying, stop drinking, stop chasing gal, which, look, fair play, that's noble. You get me? That's noble. But like, you were 22 in it, so I don't know, man. If that's what you were on, more time not gonna pop out at 45, like, you know what I mean, midlife things. But I'm not cursing them, man. I'm just saying, kind of bottling that up. You know what I mean? Them man maybe bottled it, but I'm just saying. I don't know about that. I like, be righteous in it. Do your thing. Don't do other man's thing. Do your thing. If you want to go drink, brother. Because if you don't, you're gonna do something else and it'll be worse. Trust me. But that's the way I see it. So I was like, 2 years. So you haven't done any business things. They haven't even shown you the business. They haven't even shown you the side of that, the money making side yet. And you think, I'm like, 2 years and you ain't even touched a penny. You haven't touched business. You know what it is apparently, maybe, but you've been on personal development for 2 blood clot. I was like, this guy is mad. So yeah, let me jump back where I was. Yeah, so now he's like, personal development, blah, blah, blah. 2 years I've been on this thing and now I don't drink anymore. I've got focus. I know my life purpose and da-da-da-da. And, they've really transformed me. I was like, I think, no, I said, also, it's really like a full-scale transformation. He's like, yeah. And I was like, it's a cult. It's a cult. Of course it's a cult. Of course. Why else would you talk to me on my lunch break in my Chef Whites and then start talking about business? Come on. Why else would you do that? Because it's a cult and you just want anyone. You see that African man and you thought, African, religion, cult, we got one. That's what you thought. I was like, this guy. But I've actually jumped some, but no, actually I haven't jumped. Because after that he goes, but tell me more, Elijah. Why are you interested in the business opportunity? I was like, this is another question you've asked me before and I've already answered. But so I just said, this is my head. And then I said, well, it's I'm always open to business opportunities. Like I said, most of my businesses are abroad right now, so they're all, I don't need. I'm always open to new opportunities. Look at me fumbling. New opportunities, and I'm always network. I'm happy to hear people out. Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, again, yeah, but why are you interested? And I'm now like, didn't you just? I just told you, bro. I told you why I'm interested. I ain't got much else to add to that. I'm like, okay, maybe let me rephrase the question. If you've got a business, why do you want another one? I was like, and I was like, okay, here, now we're gonna have some fun. Because Because now you're talking mad. What do you mean? Like, what? What do you mean? I was like, well, what do you mean? I was like, well, explain that a bit because I need to understand what you mean. Like, because maybe your perspective is different. Then he says, oh, well, wait, well, let me explain it this way. When you're in a marriage, I was like, and then he did the marriage analogy. You know, in marriage, you have a wife, and you could detect if you're happy in your marriage, you don't look elsewhere. I'm just like, I wanted to cook him on that as well, because anyway, but let's not go there. But so he does the whole marriage analogy, and I was like, yeah, I mean, okay, cool, but I don't see business as a marriage because the consequences for having multiple in this part of the world are not prison or court, or it's more money if you run them successfully. I was like, I get your analogy. I don't agree with it. It doesn't apply to me. And also, if that was the case, most businessmen who are known in the world would be classed as, according to you, uh, not businessmen, or they shouldn't have the other businesses. Then he goes, yeah, actually, you're right. You've made a good point there. The Elon Musk, because like Richard Branson. And then I was like, yeah, like Richard Branson, man, the guy had a record company, notoriously difficult like business to make money from. Then he decides to start an airline, the probably worst business on earth, maybe next to restaurants, like just in terms of the margins, the costs, the complexities, and all that stuff. I was like, and yet he seems to be doing quite well, So, and I was like, I'm a guy who's, I'm on a strategic level. That's where I am. That's where I play at. So I'm on the strategy thing. I'm looking at the high level, drop down a bit to deal with some issues, back up to the high level. Where are we going? I'm not the day-to-day manager guy. So that's just not who I am. And I know that. So that's why I have multiple things I'm already doing. And that's what I said to him. And he's like, okay, I guess it's an issue of capacity. So do you think you have capacity? This thing will probably take 15 to 20 hours a week. I was like, I can find that. That's about 3 hours a day. If I think this is valuable, I can find 3 hours a day. I could do that. Okay, that's good. That's good. And then again, he asked, oh, man. I know I'm dragging it, but it's just, it was just a madness. Then he asked me another question, which I couldn't answer. Like he liked asking questions, which is like no context. And all the time he's asking these questions, I'm thinking, you set this meeting up. You said we should have this meeting, and you're asking me questions about this meeting, or about like the next question he asked me. What was it? What? What do you think the benefit would be of knowing my mentors? I'm like, he just said, are you playing? Are you like, I was like, so I said like, well, seeing as I don't know them, I don't know who they are, I don't know their names, I don't know anything about them because I didn't say this, I was like, because you haven't shared anything about them. I can't really answer that question because I don't know who they are, and I can't speak on the benefits of knowing someone I know nothing about. And he's like, yeah, okay, that's fair. He didn't say that's fair. He's just like, yeah, okay. Well, what do you think? What would you say the benefits of mentorship are? And I was like, well, if I'm honest, I'm not looking for a mentor. I never have been really. I was like, I've had some mentors in my life, and they've popped up naturally, and they're humans, so they're as anyone as a mentor would be, and they're gonna have flaws, and they're gonna have good parts, and you ignore the flaws, take the good bits, make it useful to yourself, and move on. And they've been but it doesn't. I'm not looking for a mentor. I never, not going to be, not haven't been. I'm not now. And from then, when I said not interested in the mentor, the thing shut up quickly. He was like, well, literally, the whole demeanor changed as well. He's like, well, it seems like I think it's not a fit. Seems like you've got your head screwed on, and you said no, you didn't say that. He said, seems like you're set in your ways, and you have a plan, and you're either going in the right direction, or he didn't even finish. He just said, but yeah. So I was just like, the minute he clocked like, this guy's not the one. He's not the one. He just shut the whole thing down. And it just went from there. The minute I said I'm not interested in mentorship, dead, finished, crashed. And I was like, and he's like, So I don't think this is a thing. So we can just stay in contact, but we don't proceed anymore. And that fake smile again. I was like, okay. That's it. I said, okay. I didn't say, and then he just clicked end. I was like, Mormons, bruv. Blood clot Mormons. Ah, of course. What else? What else would it be? Mormons on my Sunday morning. Of course it's Mormons. Of course he's a Mormon or... I'm not saying... This is the thing. It's not Mormon because they said expand. So it's not Mormon. It's not Jehovah's Witness. It's not Scientology. It's some spicy Australian one. You know what I mean? Some homegrown artisanal cult. Some artisanal madness that he's found. He's bucked in over there in Australia. Oh wait, I should... Anyway, yeah, Australia. I've said it now. So it's a homegrown one. It's not even a normal thing where it's like a little Mormon. You get me? A little... What was it? Kingdom Hall of Jehovah. Nah. It's a special one. It's an Aussie one. It's a it's the next one. And even try and bring me in. And I think, and then it clocked. I was like, wait, you said 15, 20 hours. This is what you do. This is what you want me to be doing for 15, 20 hours. You must be off your rocker, my friend. You must be cracked. You must be cracked. But yeah, man. So that, oh my God, that was my Sunday. That was Sunday. And I was just like, that's the madness. It was so funny that afterwards, I was just like, that was like, this is my life. I was just like, of course. Try and join me into a cult. I've been here for 1 week, 2 weeks, and I'm already trying to get hoisted into cults. I was like, yeah, I'm about. We're back. We're in. We're cooking. Them things happen when I'm about, when I'm in, when you get me, when the thing's hot. So I know I dragged that out, but yeah, man. I hope you got the gist and how it was. And another thing, I was like, you know what? I need a camera that's live and direct because this madness happens. If I can record it, there is my actual, like, when it happens, it'll be fun. It'll just be better because it's just too random. It's too mad. Things that happen are too, like, sometimes you wouldn't even believe it. You just think this guy's walking, he's capping. But yeah, craziness, man. Then, because I'm posting this today, actually, there's even another thing that happened the other day. As in, I think I got someone fired. Like, yeah, well, not I think. I know. Because one man told me, he was like, yo. Anyway, basically, doing this, I'm at work, boom, boom, calm, doing my thing. I'm just doing my thing. I'm there, as long as you pay me, I don't care about anything else. I'm not there for respect. I'm not there for, I'm just chilling. I'm getting paid. Don't care. I'm doing my work. If the close finish drags out, even better. I get paid more. So I don't care if it's a long shift. Like, better a long shift than a short one. So, you know what I mean? So there's one other guy there. Obviously, there was multiple people in the kitchen. But some point in the afternoon, man's like, he disappears for a bit, and everyone's like, "Where's he gone? Is he on break?" I was like, oh, why are you asking me? Did you send him on break? I just got here. Like, don't look at me. And he was like, no, I didn't send him. Where's he gone? I was like, I don't know. Anyway, back to my thing. So, then he comes back like an hour later with the big boss. Also walks in, goes. My man walks in the kitchen. Then he just goes out the building. And I was like, hey, Dave, you good? Yeah, man, we'll call him Dave. Oh, you good? Bless? No? Okay. Anyway, he's like, no, I'm just going. And then, time. Another man says, yo, you know him, he just got dipped. He just got fired. I was like, just like that. Raw. That's crazy. Okay then. Like, okay, mad. Then later on, when it's me and another brother, Mama just goes, you know it's you, right? You know it's your fault. Not your, he didn't say that. He goes, you know you're the reason he got fired, right? I was like, what do you mean? He goes, well, you just got here. He's been here for a little while, and you clocked it. You got the hang of it very quickly. You were on a mad service the other day, where it was like, there was a lot of people in, and we held it. You hear me? I did my thing. So they were like, now we just like the math isn't mathing. He's been here longer than you, and you've already sped up like, to his level, or to at least close to him. But it's more about the speed you sped up compared to him. So it's not making sense to have him around anymore because I was like, oh yeah, damn, that's a shame. Yikes, my bad. Like I was just being me. I'm just oblivious. I'm just in my world doing my thing. Thinking I don't, I'm not involved. I was just like, well, damn, sorry. Like, hey, so yeah, got someone fired. It's crazy. Yeah, I'll tag him though. Nice guy. Madness. What else? There was two good things though. That's all of like the mad things. There was two very very good things. I had a meeting with one of the guys who I'm studying. He's got a educational thing. I don't really want to. I don't know if I should, is it like a thing I can say. It's not like it's secret, but I just don't. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. So I'll err on the side of caution. If it like maybe that's confidential. But yeah, he's exactly as he is. He's got a YouTube channel. He's exactly as he is on YouTube, and like he just knows his stuff. He in that little 15-minute chat, like I was like, okay, he's the real deal. Yeah, this guy. He's not joking. You could, he's not joking at all. Like he's not waffling. He's not, and it doesn't seem like it on his YouTube, but it's just like confirmation. Like, yeah, this guy's the guy. This is legit. And he even bust me some advice in that. Just one piece of advice that was like so valuable. I was like, yo, even just that thing he gave me, I could run with that so far. But so yeah, I'm definitely hammering that course straight away. And I actually also the next day, like after Sunday, after the moment, yeah, I went to check our little office space. You know, what I mean, because we're not here for this chopping serving thing. I'm not here to chef. This is just a temporary situation to kickstart. Once we kickstart, you know what I mean, we're gonna drop this out. So yeah, probably sooner than expected. But anyway, that's about it. This has been a long video. I hope I didn't stretch it out too much because I was actually trying to keep it quick and compact, but that moment thing, bro. Yeah, bro. And he's young, man. Like, brother's young. I'm like, yo, you're in this now. Like, that's crazy. Like, you're in this now. You're like, bro. I can't even fathom it, man. It's like, nah, man. That's not life to me, man. That's not life. Like, I don't think anyone needs that to fix their life. You need to just know yourself, know what you want to do, and just accept it, firm it, and move. Like all this, nah, man. And another thing, mentorship. That word doesn't make any sense. Mentee, mentorship. Why am I doing three? Mentee, mentorship don't make any sense. Mentor is a name. It's a given name. It's not a bloody title. It's not like king. It's like Steve. So saying mentorship is like Steve-ship, and a mentee is like a Stevie. These things don't make sense. Mentor was a king in the Odyssey, and when Odysseus is gone, Telemachus is being advised by Mentor, who's an older king. That's where it came from Homer. And man are now running around saying, I'm a mentor, I'm a flipping. No, you're a dickhead. You're not a mentor. You're an idiot. You're lost and you're an idiot. Now you're a lost idiot together. But like, I'm not saying mentorship in general, because there is, I mean, that's the word, isn't it? But guidance from an elder is pattern. What I don't really agree with is this formalized one where it's like, oh, we're mentors and we'll mentor you. Any valuable mentor I've ever heard of people getting or having has been natural. It's come up naturally, and you know the mentee, or let's say the student has always had to provide some value, like not by force, but by naturally, like, okay, you're valuable. Let me keep you on and let me show you the ropes. That's how it works. Flipping Warren Buffett had Ben Graham. That was his tutor at what uni was that? What uni was he at? Was he at Howard? Was it Howard? I think it was Howard. I might be wrong. Probably another one, but I think it might have been Howard Uni. He had Ben Graham. After Ben Graham, I'm pretty sure Charlie Munger was because Manga I think was already ahead of him, and he was doing his cigar butt investing where he was picking up crappy companies and getting one last puff for the cigar from the like. That's what he was saying. That's his words. He's like picking up cigar butts, one last puff, throw it away. Like companies that were limping, dying, he'll get one last go, get some money out, and then dead out. That's what he was doing. And Charlie Munger goes, big man, you know you can just do this with good companies. Stop buying this crap. So like Munger also kind of slightly is not a mentor, but similar vibes, but not the same. But anyway, my point is, like that's natural. It came up. This guy was his lecturer, and then he started working for him. He's working for him means he's making him money. See that there has to be a benefit to the person teaching you, guiding you, because it's also more. It's more of a friendship after a while, or some sort. It's like a big brother almost. But it's not so you can't force that. You can't go to a formal mentorship company. Like I remember one of them in uni where they were like, "Oh, mentor," blah, blah, blah. And the guy was a waste man. I'm just like, yo, your life looks terrible. I don't want anything. You can't guide me anywhere for anything. No way, please. So, and I didn't even before I did it, I was like, find a phone. How do you know you can mentor me? How do you know? Who are you? You get me? Like Dan Pena had Constantine Gratsos. I'm pretty sure he was working for him as well. He was doing bits for him. You know what I mean? Who else? Who else do I just know off the top? Who else has? I don't know. But you see what I mean? They've come up naturally. Pretty sure like Alex Karp, Peter Thiel. You get me? I might be wrong on that one, but there's a bunch, and it's a natural thing. It's not I'm a mentor. No, you're not. None of these. I've had a mentor. I've had a couple actually. I've had back in Z. I had a couple, man, and it came up natural. I wasn't looking for it. It came up random, like from nowhere. Like, and these men were not like some. They're madmen most of the time, but they're on job. Like they know they're about it. They're doing their thing. If it's business, if it's like political, how to make maneuver. Like they were guys who knew their field and their domain, and they like me. So like, you know what, Moichi, come along. Let me show you some things, innit? Because also you can be the energy, you can do the legwork for me. I'll tell you what to do. You run around, you do it. That was cool. And like I said, they had flaws. Ignore the flaws, but the value, you take the value, you make it your own. That's it. You get me? What was it? Accept the good, discard the bad, make it your own. That's what you do when you take them information. So this whole mentorship, if anyone says to you, "Oh yeah, I'm a mentor, I should mentor you," tell them to go kick rocks, man. No one should be coming to you to mentor. It should just happen naturally, or you should shine your eye, as the Niger man say, and notice like, oh wait, this guy, we're kind of cool. Let me see what I can do. Let me see where I can help him. Maybe I'll be his PA and run around with him and help him for free. And yes, you won't be getting paid more time. Because why should you be getting paid? Do you know how much game they're dropping on you? They're dropping game that took them 20, 30, 40, 50 years to gain. And if you waste 1 second thinking, oh, am I going to get paid? You've lost already. You've failed, flopped it, dead it. Never happening again. So if you shine your eye and see someone near you is actually like, he's doing well, he's doing where you want to be, just see how you can help them. Stick around them. What can I do to just stick around, but in a valuable way? Not just stick around like a dickhead. You know what I mean? Drinking all the juice and eating all the food, but you're not doing any benefits. No. Just be beneficial, be useful, be sharp, help out, and don't ask for money. Don't ask for a blood clot penny, man. When you ask for a penny, alas, it's gone. I don't care if you're starving, bro. Starve. That information is better than the food. You'll feed yourself for that information for years, rather than the £55 you're gonna ask for. Forget it. But anyway, yeah, man, that's that. I've had my little rant. I might do more of them. Yeah, you need rants. So that's all for this week. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'll meet some flipping Vatican people and they'll try and make me a cardinal by the end of the week. But yeah, that's what's happened so far. So till the next one. Peace.